What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, man. I hope you guys are having a good day. I am. I'm feeling good. Sadly, our weather can't say the same for that. Like, we got frozen rain right now. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Average Minnesota, bro. I'd rather be in Ohio right now. But nah, today, I want to talk to you guys about something I actually didn't see. Like, I looked this up. No one really talks about being a super senior. You know, the experience. I didn't see many people talking about this topic, being a super senior. Shit, I'm one of them. I have to do an extra year of high school, sadly. And hopefully me telling you my story will help others. Hopefully at the end of the day, this video hits someone or reaches the people that it needs to reach. Coming from a super senior, hi, here's my story. Always had problems in school, like literally ever since day one. So school was just a bumpy road for me, all in all. It wasn't terrible, but like there definitely wasn't that great of memories. But the main thing we're talking about is high school. In any normal school, it's pretty hard for you to get held back. Now it can happen. From my understanding, it's supposed to be pretty hard to get held back through elementary, middle school, and then high school is where they'll really try to get you. So like I said, I had problems all throughout my life in school, but high school was probably the worst. Literally freshman year, I was already, hey man, you're probably not gonna graduate. Like, they was already telling me freshman year. For anyone who's watching that isn't in high school yet, freshman year is the first year of high school, sophomore is second, junior is third, senior is your fourth and final year. That's 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So yeah, already from the beginning, they were like, dude, you're fucking up. You're not graduating. They did warn me. And you know what? My fault. I didn't take the warning. I kept goofing off. I kept doing shit that I wasn't supposed to do. I kept skipping out on exams, skipping class, doing, you know, the average rebellious high school, or, you know, teenage shit. You know what I mean? By the end of my freshman year, I had like less than a credit almost. Not even kidding. By the end of your freshman year, you should have like, let me look it up real quick. By the end of your freshman year in high school, you should have about 12 to 15 credits. And again, I had less than one basically. There and forward, I was already a full year behind. And again, I accept my fault on it. I should have been on top of my shit. I get to my sophomore year, you know, I'm kind of on a better mindset, but I'm still goofing off. Like, I'm still kind of in my old ways, basically. But at this point, I started realizing that the teachers gave up on me. And I'm not trying to, like, call my teachers out or anything. I love my teachers. They were cool. Some of them. Genuinely felt like some of them gave up on me by my second year. I was already a special education student. Not everyone learns the same. That's kind of where I feel like the school system is a little messed up at, but that's a whole different story. At that age, at that point, I wasn't really into, like, you know, the whole energy and state thing that I'm into now, but I was kind of aware of it. I just didn't feel right at all. I just didn't feel right in that whole situation. In that whole school, nothing felt right to me. And that was just my personal feelings, you know. I didn't have no one to talk to at that time. At least, you know, I felt like I didn't. Somewhere towards like the middle of my sophomore year, I'm with my English teacher. We were just about to get into like a meeting or something. I think it was like an IEP meeting or something with my mom. He comes up to me, right? And he puts this note on my desk. Like, I'm not even joking. This is exactly how it went. He puts the letter on my desk. And I read the note, and it's like, from what I remember, it was like, it told me how many credits I had, which was like 1 point something at that time, again, middle of my sophomore year. And then it said, it would take you 7 years to graduate. Not even kidding. That's all it said on the note. And he was standing right there. You watched me read it. At that time, I was like, first off, you couldn't just tell me that. Like, I felt like he was kind of trying to poke at me in a way. You know what I mean? At that time, I felt like he was trying to poke at me. I didn't like it, but I left it at that. I didn't say anything. But in my head, what I was really thinking is, what the fuck I'm doing here then? 7 years, what am I doing here then, bro? I'll leave. Like I said, I was already in a fuck the world mode. That's the best word I can use right now. Now I was just like, really just like, I don't care anymore. Like, just not even trying to sound weird. Like, I genuinely stopped caring that day. Because it was just like 7 years. It takes 4 years to graduate. That's 3 extra years. Why should I care? Why should I care? Again, at that time, I felt like he was poking at me. I was like, nigga, you don't care. None of these other teachers in here care. Why the fuck should I care? That's exactly what I was thinking, right? At that time. That was the main thing that kind of just set me off my course. But then my junior year came. I actually moved in with my dad. And you're obviously going to get tougher love when you live with your dad. Not every time, but, you know, most would assume. But that's definitely what I got. Moved in with my dad. He got me on track. And by junior year, I finally was starting to get on track. I accepted, you know what, I fucked up. My last 2 years, by sophomore year, look, I'm gonna look it up again. I'm already supposed to have about 15 credits by the end of my freshman year. I had less than 1 by the end of that year. Like, by the end of my sophomore year, I had like 3 credits, okay? 3 or 4 credits. Still not enough. Still nearly not enough. I still wouldn't have passed if it was my freshman year all over again. By the end of my sophomore year, I'm supposed to have 21 credits. I'm supposed to have 21 credits by the end of my sophomore year. So yeah, I was off. Way off. But I accepted it. I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to do a year. Hopefully not 2. But I kind of start to, you know, get in my mindset of, instead of saying fuck it, why make it worse? You know what I mean? Because if I would have just stayed in that fuck it mode, I would have had to do all of high school all over again. 4 years of high school instead of just doing 1. So yeah, by junior year, I was just started to try to get on track best as I can. And then fucking COVID hit. Like many others. And this isn't just me, like many other kids at that time, still affected by it, I fell off. Online learning is not for me. Online distance learning ruined it so bad, I dropped out. By the end of my junior year, 2 weeks before the year ended, I dropped out. And I really just felt defeated. You know what I mean? Like, with everything that was going on at the time, I didn't know what to do. But I did know one thing. Once the summer was over, I had to go back to school. Summer ended. I'm in my senior year now. We're doing hybrid learning now. So some days online, some days in person. And at this point, I'm kind of like, you know, again, I got myself together. I accepted the online distance learning. I just did the best I can, all in all, through and through, right? I didn't have a plan for after this. I was just like, shit, I'm just gonna have to stay here, keep going here for another year and years and years until I graduate, I guess. You know, that was just my idea. I guess that's just how it's gonna go. But then I had a teacher come to me, and she was like, hey, I see your situation. Let's make a plan so we can get you out here ASAP. And that's when I really started to get my shit together. Like, I was already really starting to kind of get myself back, start to believing in myself. I was already starting to get all that back. But now, finally, I started starting to see and feel other people are trying to help me out too. They care about me too. You know what I meant? It's not just me. Think about how many other people that are out in the world that are in this situation that really don't have the help. I decided I'm going to get my shit done and hopefully find a profession where I can help people. Hence YouTube. But we're going to go back to the keep going with the story. I actually didn't end up going with that teacher's plan, sadly. But that's because I had another person come to me with a better plan. I got an uncle that works at an alternative school, or it's considered an alternative school. Honestly, felt like a normal school. And alternative schools is another subject and topic that we're going to get into in another video. But this one right here, it was like the best school experience ever. If you remember in the beginning, I said I always had a rough time with school. I mean, that's this whole story, me having my rough time with school. But even when I started to get my head on straight and go to school and do what I need at school, I never really liked school. Like, who liked school? You know what I mean? But going to this new school actually genuinely made me like going to school. And you would be surprised how much that will affect your fucking education. Instead of just going there, like with work, instead of just going to school or work just because you have to, or you know whatnot, like you know, like I'm getting up because I have to, versus getting up and doing it because you want to, you actually enjoy it. That affects you in such a better way. I'm repping it right here. Paladin, that's the school I graduated from. The school I went to before was PIM, Performing Institute of Minnesota. And no hate on them. No hate on them at all. But fuck, no, I'm just kidding. No hate on them at all. Like I said, had a wonderful experience because at the end of the day, everything that happened there shaped me into who I am today. They just finished the job. Because let me tell you about it. When I got to Paladin and my uncle Derek, they got me straight. They was like, look, man, we got you. You are getting out of here by the end of this year versus the 3 years that they told me I was gonna have to probably do at my old school. I went to this other school and they was like, we'll get you out of here by 1. And if you do really good, you could probably get done early. Say less. Your man was on a mission. I stumbled, man. There were times where I was like, man, fuck this, give up. Like, there were times where I almost give up, but they did not let me. They would not let me. My Uncle Derek, again, shout outs to Paladin especially. Like, shout outs to Pim too. But really, shout outs to Paladin, bro. Because, like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have graduated. If it wasn't for the people and the staff there, I wouldn't have graduated. And I'm being so serious. I'm being so serious. And it wasn't just graduating. And again, I had my moments, but every moment, that little school that was on the side of Northtown Mall, even though it wasn't much, I'm honestly proud to say, shit, I graduated from there. I live in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Northtown Mall in Blaine. The school isn't there anymore, they moved to a new building, but you can still find pictures today. It was once on the side of the Northtown Mall by the Bedtime Furniture Store. That was my school. That is where I graduated from. That's where I really started to not just grasp an education on, school and shit. I got an education on life. They helped me understand myself, and I couldn't be more grateful because they just kept me on track. They kept me on that path, and again, without them, I wouldn't have done it. They turned being a super senior into not being a bad thing at all. That's why I can openly say it like this. Like, if I would have graduated from any other school, had any other experience that wasn't at Paladin, I would have probably tried to hide the best I can. Now, anyone who got their GED, like, really round of applause to you, because I've heard that is like 100 times harder to get than graduating and doing any extra years at all of high school. That's so I've heard. That's so I've heard from a personal friend that got their GED. So yeah, that's kind of my story, my end. Now, the key things I want you to take out of my story that I hope will help people out is realizing what helped me out. Like you might not get all this right away, but everything takes time and patience. And it might not even turn out the same way mine did. Nothing's going to turn out the same way. So don't do this expecting the same results I got. Do it for yourself, for your own results, okay? I eventually got a support system. I eventually started to care about myself. Before I could let someone else boost me up and support me, I had to support myself and boost my own self up and tell myself, I got this, before I listen to anyone else telling me, you got this. You know what I mean? Stop making jokes. I stopped trying to be the fucking class clown. That was like also a main factor. Stop goofing around. You gotta prioritize. Like, you can always hang out with your friends outside of school. It ain't the priority right now. You should be fucking reading a book right now. Look out of here. And the final thing would be, don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Because that's what I thought. Like I said, at that time, that's what I thought they were telling me. You can't do this. And he gave me that note. Instead of me really reading that note and listening to the words he was telling me after I read that note, I was just listening to my own ego and telling myself, I can't do it. And I looked at that note, and because I was already telling myself I can't do it, I was looking at that note and thought he was saying I can't do it. And really what he was saying was, look, man, you got less than a credit, and you're a freshman, and it was never going to take me 7 fucking years to graduate. He was just putting that in perspective. He was trying to get me on track that early. And instead of me realizing that, I used that as a catalyst to bring myself down to my lowest point. He was really just telling me, like, kid, you're a freshman and you got less than 1 credit. Get yourself together. Like, 7 years, like, it could take you 7 years. Do you want to do 7 years? That's what he was telling me. You want to be a super duper senior? That was something else he also said. I forgot. He was like, you're going to be a super duper senior. That was also what pissed me off too. Either way, instead of me listening to really what he was saying and understanding it, I just listened to my ego, stayed in my fucking feelings, and decided to bring myself down again to the lowest of the low, which is something that I and some other people do frequently, and it sucks. And that's why I'm here, to educate you so you hopefully don't make this mistake anymore, or make it less. And it took me until I graduated from a whole different school to realize, like, none of those teachers was giving up on me. Not one of them. You know, I'm not trying to put down anything that's going on. You know, there could be something really going on. Makes it for people hard to focus in school. And I hope whatever you're going through, you get through it. But if you can, like how I could, even though I was going through my own shit, I still could have been on track in school. I chose to skip class. I chose to take those words and flip them into the words "you can't do it," and chose to sit there and not do shit. I chose. Don't do that. That's like the last decision. That's like the last choice. It honestly shouldn't even be a choice at all, but it's the last thing you should be doing, is giving up on yourself. Because that's what you're basically doing. That's what I basically did. I gave up on myself. Without that extra year, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be trying to help others like I am today. So it's because of all of these people that helped me along the way since day one. Even though some of them I might be like, you ain't did shit. They still did something for me in one way or another, in some shape or form. And I am grateful for it, no matter how big or small it was. That's just my piece. And again, I'm saying all this just so hopefully anyone going through this can get some understanding on their situation, at least a little bit more. Again, don't do this or listen to this and try to get the same results or expect the same results that I got. Because nothing will be the same. Nothing can be the same. Don't try to copy my results. Get your own. And this is longer than the last one. I've been talking for damn near half an hour, over half an hour. Oh man, it's 12 o'clock. See, I mean, I could definitely get this video out today. Gaming videos. They're still here. Just been taking a break to talk to you guys, really start to get this mental health aspect going, because I realized I've been playing games a lot and I haven't really been talking about the mental health part, which is also something I want to do. So, and I'm also going to I'm trying to like change my editing styles for the gaming videos. Hopefully you guys do enjoy them. If you've been keeping up on the community tab, you would know I've said I'm going to slow down on the memes for sure. Memes are going to still be there, even though I do want them to be funny. Just like too many funny moments were in them, you know what I mean? Like the memes, or too many memes. So I'm gonna just hold back on the memes a little bit. If you like those memes, I got an idea where you can still get type of content like that. But other than that, for right now, I'm just dipping and dabbing in different waters, so just bear with me. Still on the road to 1,000 and then hopefully 25K by the end of the year. So if you want to help us get to our goal, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel at the end of the day. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead. Don't be shy. It's all free. You know who's a super senior. Share this video with others. Share this video with anyone out there who you can use the advice. Just share the vibes. So we're trying to spread positivity and help each other out at the end of the day. So I would appreciate it if you shared this to someone who would need it. Yeah, with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, I know I said I was going to end the video, but I was just looking at my old school's Facebook page and somehow I found my class graduation pic. When I was scrolling, it was like scrolling through memories, bro. Honestly, it kind of made me a little emotional. And I know I said multiple times how grateful I am for the staff and everyone that supported me, but after seeing those pics, I didn't even think I can be more grateful. Looking through all these pictures just made me so happy, and it honestly made me realize how much I really miss being there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to this too, but my god, I wish it could have lasted a little longer than a year. I had so much fun going to this school. I learned so many different things I thought that a school could never teach me. I had experiences I never thought that schools could never give me. So all my friends there that stuck through with me to the end, thank you guys so much. Honestly, when I first started going to that school, I had no intentions of making any friends at all. But I somehow ended up making the best friends you can ever make, unintentionally. And I'm just grateful for that too. Because sadly, not everyone is lucky enough to get what I got. Sadly, not everyone's lucky enough to have the experiences I had. But hopefully, with my YouTube channel, I can, kind of start preventing that. I want to see more smiles on people's faces. I want to see more roofs over people's heads. I want to see more plates on people's tables. And without going to this school, I would have never came up with this idea to do any of this. They showed me how to live and appreciate life. And that is what I'm truly grateful for. Thank you so much for everything, and that goes to everyone And I hope if you're seeing this video, and I hope you guys stick to through the end with me.